She's got to go out there and convince you that somehow she can actually speak, which she can't. She's got to convince you that she's got crowds, which she does not have. In fact, there's a whole thing circulating on Twitter right now questioning whether her crowds are even real, because if you look at certain reflections, etc., it suggests that maybe there might be a little bit of, shall we say, editing involved, kind of a no-no, kind of dishonest. But I'll tell you, I don't know if it's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me one single bit, because I don't think there's a thread of honesty in these folks. I mean, you have only to look at who she chose for VP. He clearly is not a very honest guy. As for Kamala, she's got to somehow convince the American public that she can do the job. She's got to convince them she's not just Biden 2.0, which she is. Consider her economic policy non-existent. Maybe socialist, if there's anything there. Consider her border policy truly non-existent. In fact, she wouldn't even go to the border. Remember that? The border czar that wouldn't go to the border? She has nothing to offer except a bunch of social feel-good stuff. She's literally borrowing the same policies, going out to Vegas and giving a speech and saying, I'm going to do the no tax on tips too. In other words, she has nothing of her own to offer. She only has a teleprompter speech that they wrote for her that she reads ad nauseum. I give Fox News some credit for putting this one together. Let's take a peek. Here she is reading the same speech in every single solitary place she goes, straight off a teleprompter.
It is good to be back in Pennsylvania. It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I know Donald Trump's type. I know Donald Trump's type. In this campaign, I proudly put my record against his any day of the week. In this campaign, I'll tell you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week. Are you ready to make your voices heard? Ready to make your voices heard? Are you ready to make your voices heard?
I know. And it goes on and on. I'm not going to play it all for you because it's actually really exhausting, but you get the point. In other words, somebody wrote her a speech. She practiced it ad nauseum. She gets up in front of a crowd. It's right there on the computer screen. You know what? No teleprompters here. Remember to subscribe, like, share. Careful what you say, because I can see it in all those comments on this side. Anyway, good to see so many familiar faces. But the reality is this. She can't actually speak at all. I mean, a few times she's tried, and what do we get? Word salad extraordinaire. Donald Trump noted this. He was speaking recently and made this observation. Hear what he has to say, and then hear from Kamala. The one and only time in this campaign thus far that she has spoken without a prompter.
Did you see her the other night? They put a camera in her face. She can't even talk. We just went through 4 years. Let's not go through another 4.
This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Honestly, where do we get these people? Really and truly, where do we get these people? She's going to be the first woman president of the United States, a woman who can't actually speak in a coherent sentence, a woman who has no real track record, who really hasn't been in politics very long. Normally, we'd consider that an asset, not in this particular case, okay, ladies and gentlemen, because she is absolutely unproven in terms of her chops. And by chops, I mean capabilities and policies. We don't know anything.